light is broadly divided into two things: the visible light and the invisible light. And you see that if I take this entire portion as light, to my surprise, the visible is only a pinch of it. Maybe say, this is very broad, but because I need some space in between, only this is visible. So I need to write visible here. This is the visible spectrum. When I say spectrum, it means whenever you see a lot of things, like on a mithai ka dabba, you have balu shahi, you have barfi, you have laddu, all that become a spectrum of mithai. Like in your purse, you have a note of 1 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 20 rupees. It become a spectrum of rupees. So when you have light of different forms in front of you, then you get a spectrum of light. So light can be broadly divided into two types. When I say spectrum of light, I actually mean light. So light can be broadly divided into the visible, the one which is here, and another is the invisible spectrum, which is all over us. Invisible is all over us. It's this side also, and it's this side of the visible spectrum also. All this is invisible spectrum. This is, and including with it, this is your invisible spectrum. This is also invisible spectrum. Invisible light. What is light? Which affect our senses. Senses, we have only senses of sight, smelling, taste. So which affects our eyes. बचपन से हम जो पढ़ते चले आ रहे हैं, लेकिन आज हम आपको ये नई चीज़ सिखाने जा रहे हैं कि जो आपकी सेंसेस को अफेक्ट ना भी करे, वो भी लाइट है. So light basically can be divided into two. That is, it can go beyond this violet end. This I call it at 4000 angstrom, and this is your 8000 angstrom. That is, when I say this 4000 angstrom, I hope you have learned that values of the visible light. That is starting from 4000, the violet end. That is, all these lights here, all these kind of things going to come here, will have the wavelength is smaller than 4000. If wavelength goes smaller, frequency goes higher. So frequency goes higher means a kind of a more penetrating, more pinching kind of waves are here, this side. And more flat waves are this side, meaning for 8000 angstrom. This is basically red. Okay, I write it with red. So this is basically your red. So you can see it also, a red. And this is actually a violet. I don't have a violet color with me, but okay, fine, I write it with blue. So it is violet. So all the rays this side are followed by ultraviolet, meaning bigger than violet. So what is bigger than violet? Wavelength is so smaller than violet. So frequency is more than violet. That is, we call it ultraviolet. So you need to have a ultraviolet. You have one kind of a wave which is ultraviolet. UV rays, we got ultraviolet rays. We got UV rays, followed by X-rays, meaning more penetrative. It goes inside your body, inside your skin, and goes inside the bones at times, but don't cross the bones. That is why you have got X-rays done, because they are stopped by the bones, but go through the flesh to see in your body if there's any kind of a, something broken in bone or crack in the bone, so that imaging can come. So it is used in body imaging. X-rays, beyond X-rays, are still harmful rays, the gamma rays, and these are the killing rays, which are of great attraction these days to the superpowers. Well, we are here, visible light, what we can see all around us, and we're so happy that we're seeing it, and we are not valuing it, and we are watching mobile, TV, instead of watching the light all around us. Light of God. You can go places on this earth and see. You're watching on the mobile. Yeah, we can't go out and watch all this, so we can see it on the mobile. That is a good idea. So beyond the red, when I say beyond the red, see, wavelength is more than 8000.
Infrared.
But I call it infra. I call it infra, chota, infra. Why we call it infra? Because frequency, see, if this is the direction in which the wavelength is increasing, this is the direction in which the wavelength increases, then this is how the frequency increases. Because frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength, because we know that V is equal to F lambda. So you can see for all constant V, and because V is same for all the visible and the invisible lights in air, all light travel with the same speed, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So this V being constant, you can see F is equal to V by lambda, or you can say F is inversely proportional to lambda. So keeping this discussion in mind, we can say if wavelength is increasing in this direction, then frequency is increasing in this direction. And so if we are going on this side, we are actually going for infra, chota, infra frequency, choti frequency. So therefore this is called infrared. This is less penetrative in your body. You go out in sun, you feel sun, you feel your skin being burning in sun, but it's only the upper portion of the skin which burns. You get a sunburn that doesn't go inside your body and burn your lungs or your heart. It only burns your skin. It cannot penetrate in your body. You put clothes in sun and it gets dried.
It has the most heating effect.
It has a heating effect. I mean, infrared has a heating effect. I mean, we'll be coming one by one to these, and I'm right now talking about the spectrum. So lesser than infrared, the frequency is the microwave. Even microwave, you have a microwave at your home. It uses microwaves. Your telephonic, your mobile waves, microwaves. Microwave link break हो जाने की वजह से आप हमारा आज का प्रसारण नहीं देख पा रहे हैं. When there was a solar storm, some microwave links tend to break, and therefore all this 3G, 4G, 5Gs are getting affected. And this is microwave. Microwave is what transmission you have with the satellite. So even smaller frequencies, so it doesn't hurt humans that much. I mean, there was a news like the 5G towers are killing the birds and whatnot. I mean, I don't know how. So, but it was. I mean, I don't know. It's not scientific, I feel. So microwave, and still smaller than microwaves are your radio waves. So at this 5G is also dealing in this microwave and the radio waves, and this is not at all harmful. I mean, it's harmful, of course. It's radiations, or radiations are always harmful, and we are increasing radiation, so it's harmful for each and everyone around us. So radio waves are even having a lesser frequency, and these are basically used for radar communication, for telecommunication, and so on. Now you must be interested in knowing these range. I mean how I suggest you to remember it or to learn it is, learn it by wavelengths. Because you have learned the visible light wavelength, learn these also by wavelengths. See, this is actually, when I say 4000 angstrom, so then from 4000 angstrom to 100 angstrom is your ultraviolet range. That is ultraviolet range. That is ultraviolet rays are found with the wavelengths from starting from 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom. It doesn't mean actually that there cannot be any ultraviolet ray less than 100 angstrom. There can be ultraviolet radiation with 50 angstrom. There may be ultraviolet radiation with 4500 or 4100 angstrom. But mostly when you find the ultraviolet radiation, they lie within this range. Okay. Then X-rays are, my God, it's like 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. And so, I mean, small wavelengths can go inside your flesh. And even at times, very, very harmful X-rays are there, which can even go inside your bones and kill the bone marrow. And therefore it is told, when you have done your body X-ray, don't go it for it very frequently. Let your bone marrow repaired if at all it is damaged. Otherwise you may have long-term effects. And with long-term effects come the gamma rays. That is, any radiation less than 0.1 angstrom. And you can think of how small it may be, how killing the gamma rays may be. Like when you put a lightning on the archer is all vanished, all become white, gayab. Like in the television you must have seen that radiations aa rahi hai aur wo pad gaya aur wo gayab, thak ki awaaz hui, gayab. So that gamma radiation can do. Gamma radiation guns can be made, and those can kill the humans. But I mean, technology is required for this. So this is all becoming little very serious about your life. So coming this side, infrared radiations beyond red is of the order 10 to the power 7. That is 10 to the power 7, 8000 angstrom to 10 to the power 7 angstrom is your infrared radiation. Quite big. See, from 8000 to what? 10 to the power 7 is actually, when I write it as zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore in Indian system. This many angstrom is within this is your infrared radiation, and it's quite big a range. And still quite big a range, that is, if I write it as 10 to the power 7, that will be handy, I suppose. 10 to the power 7. Here I write it as 10 to the power 11. From 10 to the power 7 to 10 to the power 11 is your microwaves. Angstrom, mind you, I am writing, because in your book you will find nanometer, and therefore 1 0 less. So I am writing 1 0 more. You must be wondering why, because it's all angstrom, and I have learnt it in angstrom, because this is also 4000 to 8000 angstrom. So make it simple, make it 1 unit. So 10 to the power 11 angstrom and more will be your radio waves. And how small the frequency will be, that it will not affect your body. Your body is so immune. You see the mobile like this, into your eyes, everything. So how this silly radio wave is going to affect you? So I guess that is all I need to present you as the electromagnetic spectrum and its broad classification.